Tuesday Tip, and we're still here at the trade show. And this is Anthony from Pigs Might Fly with these lovely bloods. We've sold a lot of the packs this morning, which has been great. Talk us through some of the benefits of using your bloods.
The benefit that people really seem to enjoy the most is the fact that it's the realism of the colours. So there's a full range of different colours, starting from the original bloods, which are the standard and the dark. So the standard being the arterial blood, so oxygenated, fresh arterial, or the darker blood, which is the venous deoxygenated aged blood. That's what sort of started the brand, what Nick Dudman did originally, and it's that realism and the way that works. And it's the effect on skin, the effect on costumes, and the way they look under cameras, under stage lights. They've always been really, really popular, and they've worked really well. But then we also introduced some additional bloods, because what we were finding with some of these ones was some of the colours weren't quite right under certain conditions. So there were the bright blood, for example, that came in. It's a really, really vibrant bright blood. Under natural light, it's completely unrealistic from a medical point of view. But what we found was the standard arterial wasn't bright enough to show up under low light conditions. So what it was doing is, if there was like a dark costume or dark material or a darker skin tone or just dark light, low light, you couldn't see the standard arterial.
I think that's a really important thing about darker skin tones, because you can't always see the blood colour.
Yeah, exactly.
So you need to over-egg the pudding.
Absolutely, and as I say, from a realism point of view, I mean, it's completely fake. I mean, it is obviously fake blood, but it's utterly fake compared to kind of natural blood. And I mean, you can see on this one, I mean, it looks almost like tomato ketchup. I mean, that's the bright blood. It's incredibly orangey bright, but it works really well when it is that sort of darker costumes, darker skin tones, low light. It shows up on cameras and it gives the effect that you want it to do. So that's why we introduced that, and it just seems to work really well. Has exactly the same effect as everything else. Washes out perfectly, no staining at all. Does exactly what we want it to. And then it kind of goes the complete opposite, where people have come on and said, actually, we want something which is, we don't want to have any colour. We want it to look like blood, but it must have any colour at all. So we did it on stage originally. Had a particular customer who came on and they were doing a scene which was completely monochrome, just black and white, no colour. So he came up with this black blood. And it was a really tricky one to do, actually, because it still had to maintain that kind of washability, that non-staining characteristic. And again, and you see, I mean, it's completely black. We've ended up using loads of that, selling loads of that to customers for orcs and zombies.
I knew you were going to
Exactly,
say that.
orcs and zombies. Everybody seems to love that for zombies. But a lot of the big kind of films where they've had orcs, if they see black blood coming out of them, generally it's that one, and they're happy, and that's what they want, and it seems to work really well. But it's still washable, it doesn't stain, it comes out of everything you put it on, which is ideal, which is great.
And every costume department always go Pigs to
I'm incredibly fortunate, they seem to really enjoy it.
They love it.
They seem to love that washability.